After World War II, design changed from accommodating people traveling by foot or pedestrian scale. The car became the primary form of transportation, so the design of spaces focused mainly on providing for vehicular access or auto scale. The most important consideration became the free flow of traffic, and new development was therefore built for the scale of people traveling in cars. Design modifications for auto scale include signs that are larger and taller, so they can be seen from far away, and when we're driving fast. Windows and window displays have become less important. Advances in technology such as air conditioning mean that we don't require windows for air circulation. Stores don't need to have window displays because people are driving to get there rather than walking by. It's cheaper and easier to build a large one-story building than a multi-story building. Individual identity and regional architecture are seldom a consideration. Many of our new commercial buildings are constructed by national chains and franchises, and in general, they are interested in a single, homogenized look that can be recognized anywhere, creating any place in the country. The buildings are designed for function only, low cost of design, materials, and construction, and a short life expectancy. The parking lot replaces the street and block as the primary orientation for the building. Zoning codes were changed to reflect the importance of providing vehicle access to parking lots. The codes usually require large building setbacks, which places parking in front of the building. Now it is the accepted marketing practice to provide drivers with a view of plenty of free parking, so the parking lot is in the front, and big. Each building therefore becomes an island pod of development floating in its own sea of asphalt parking, so there is no longer a relationship between a building, neighboring buildings, and the street. The comfortable and inviting streetscape has vanished, leaving places that are bleak and stark. There is no feeling of enclosure or of being in an outdoor room. Instead, we feel vulnerable and exposed when we are outside of our cars because there is no sense of refuge. Notice how the parking lot not only looks better with the addition of landscaping, there is a greater sense of refuge. The parking lot is often a confusing visual tangle of where to look for cars and pedestrians, since there are no streets and blocks to organize and separate traffic flow and pedestrian movement. Painted lane markers and directional arrows, if they exist, are easily ignored to take shortcuts, and it can be a chaotic free-for-all during busy times. Pedestrians become pesky obstructions as we try to navigate our way through the parking lot. The irony of this design pattern is that once we park our cars at our destination, all of a sudden we become pedestrians and are subject to the dangers of being overlooked by people driving. Trees and landscaping are no longer an important part of most shopping centers. There is usually no outside space that feels welcome to the public in new commercial development, so there is no gathering place for visiting, celebration, or public memory. Is a parking lot the place to have a parade? No, it belongs on Main Street. All these changes to our building and streetscape have together created a development type known as a highway commercial in many zoning codes. It's also called strip development.